At least 27 people have died, 8 of them children, after a tourist boat capsized in stormy weather in Vietnam's Hang Long Bay. Storm Whipper hit the area, bringing strong winds, heavy rainfall and lightning. The boat was carrying 53 people when it tipped over, with most of the tourists from the capital, Hanoi. You're up to date. Have a very good evening.
For the very latest GB News direct to your smartphone, sign up to News Alerts by scanning the QR code or go to gbnews.com/alerts.
Welcome back to the Saturday 5. It is now time for this. Yes, it's Ask the 5. It's time for you to get your say here on GB News. Now, before we broke into the Saturday 5 Extra, we played a little clip. I don't know if you all saw it. I hope you did. It was of a woman having a meltdown over a man breaking wind on or near her down a supermarket. Oh, and it sent a lot of you into a bit of a frenzy. I want to read some of your comments out here. Robert says, I farted in Morrison's once, walked away. An elderly couple walked into the fumes and she started shouting at her husband for being so disgusting. Wonder if they survived.
Robert, you're wrong, mate. You're wrong.
That's so wrong. Some of them I can't read out because they're just too
I have to say, as someone who travels a fair bit, people have been doing this more on planes now, which is really revolting.
That's the worst place to do it.
This is the sort of hard-hitting analysis you will not find anywhere else.
Only here on GB News. Right, I want to go to our first question that's come on from a video. That's from Lee.
Hello, Lee here from Bedford. And just in case you forgot, Oasis is back. And they're calling it the Cool Britannia comeback. But is it really a cultural revival or just recycles 90s hype slapped out there on social media for us middle-aged men to have a bit of Britpop nostalgia? Are we ever celebrating any kind of genuine creativity again, or just keep on repackaging the past because we've run out of original ideas?
Is Cool Britannia back thanks to Oasis, or are we just recycling old ideas? Will, as a foreigner, what do you make of Cool Britannia
I've
back?
been following Oasis closely. In fact, not to give it away, it is actually the subject of my high five, because I think that this is hitting a nerve with a lot of people in a good way, because it is bringing us back to a better time. That 90s nostalgia. I agree in terms of the creativity stuff and Lee, that you're saying, but I think people are resonating with this because it's almost like it's an escapism to what they feel was a better time.
Renee?
I think different cohorts of society will always try and revisit the things that brought them joy. And I don't think this is any different with Oasis. I was away last week and I went to see Seal in Marbella. That's why I went there. And he was fantastic. I think we'll always yearn for those things that, we liked, but I think the next generation coming up after us will do the same.
Oh, I hope not, because some of their artists are absolutely
Rubbish.
What will we be playing in old care homes? Is it going to be 50 Cent in the club? Like when
Do you know what's funny, though? I think Will's spot on. There was something about the 90s and early noughties where the world seemed OK, didn't it, for that little moment in time?
New Labour government, mate.
Before...
New Labour government.
I don't know about that. It was just before the internet got big, before social media. There was something quite pure about that time. But I mean, we're not going to get that. We had lads mags and lots of things that probably wouldn't fly today. But I definitely think there is a bit of a cultural renaissance in being British. It's just slightly changed, because then it was much more of a monocultural thing. Everyone was trying to be working class and trying to be a lad. Even the posh blokes were at it. But I think, there is something happening. And it's good. And young people actually do look back to these days. I don't think they like a lot of their artists. Genuinely.
There's
not that many good new artists. And,
By the way, how has Liam's voice managed to recover in the way it has? It's unvoiceable.
Yeah, he sounds great.
He sounds great.
I wish I got to the other sit. I haven't, but
absolutely killing it.
Andy, is Cool Britannia back?
I think so. Labour government. Oasis are back on tour. Manchester United and Forest Forest is, almost top of the Premier League. I think,
And they do love the Union Jack so much, don't they?
Who? Not in Forest?
The Labour government.
The Labour well, it's draped on everything in the branding, in fairness. But I think it's unfair.
Street lately?
It's unfair to say we don't have some good bands now. You do have some like Florence
I didn't
Road
say that, he did.
Florence Road from Ireland. I think they're very
Not
good.
as good as the 90s.
I mean, I think there's a very talented, rap band from West Belfast, which I'm not sure I'm allowed to say on air. But, I think they're pretty good.
I saw Stephen Edgington, one of the GB News reporter here, was doing some drill music the other day, which is really interesting.
Trey, what did you think?
From the comments on social media, you have to listen to it, actually.
Really?
Some of the comments on social media said he absolutely smashed it. So there we go. Maybe there is space for everyone.
What's your favourite band, Alex?
Oh, do you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel like I've got a favourite anything anymore when it comes to music. I think now modern day music. I don't listen to the charts anymore and enjoy any of it. I think I'm getting up 35 basically, and I just don't listen to new
Over
music.
the hill.
No, I seriously do. I think one of my uncles said to me, "You've got that syndrome where you get to a certain age, you don't enjoy new music anymore," and I don't.
Oh, so I have a son who's 36. Thank you for reminding me how old I am. And he would say
I don't think he did it directly.
He would say that you're completely wrong, and I know that he loves his music now as much as he did then. He gets excited by new albums that are going to drop, but from older artists.
Okay, let's get our next question from David.
Hi panel, it's David from Watford. This is a purely selfish question. Wes Streeting has saying he wants the NHS to provide the fat jabs for anyone on the NHS. Does the panel think that it would be far better to incentivise people to go to gyms and get fitter and eat healthier than just provide them with the jab?
I have a very quick answer. Just go to the gym. It doesn't hurt. You can do it. People have lost weight. One of our panellists here who comes on quite regularly, he's lost 10 stone over a course of a few years by just doing some exercise. I think that's my solution. Renee?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that there is a window for people who can no longer move and have really serious comorbidities from obesity. Give them the jab. Everyone else, sort it out yourself.
Quick one from you, Will.
The greatest medical advancement of the 21st century. They will change the world. I think they're fantastic.
Quick one from you, Andy.
Yeah, love it. Big up West Street.
Big up West Street, Trey.
I don't think the government should pay for it, by the way. But
Nothing beats actually going to the gym, because it's not just your body, it's mentally.
But it's not just about gym, it's about food.
Food, well, yeah, nothing beats it. A pill never.
All right, I want to read some of your Ask the Fives out, because I promised you all the last 2 hours that I will. So let's start with PW. PW said, Alex, Ask the Five, should we be worried about the coming Islamophobia definition on our free speech, what the implications are on our free speech? Yes, is the very simple answer from me.
And do the survey.
Yeah, go on.
Yes, we should be very worried about it. There's a government consultation out today. Go to my Twitter, it's on there. Fill it out today because it closes tonight.
Andy?
I don't think so, to be honest. I think if they were updating an anti-Semitism definition, I'd support it the same as them.
But they're not updating it. They're bringing it.
Well, establishing one. I would agree with it. I agree with the international the Holocaust Memorial Trust's definition of anti-Semitism. That's what's been adopted now. I think it is time for the UK to have an Islamophobia definition.
Yeah. But
hang on,
I want to hear from Trey.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's so much bashing Muslims and blaming Muslims for everything that happens. I think defining it, there's nothing wrong with that.
Muslims are not a race; they're a religion.
Yeah, I know,
and
but
that's
everything is
the issue
bash
here.
the Muslims, blame the Muslims for everything.
Jews are a race.
But I think if you're acting discriminating because someone is Muslim or you believe them to be Muslim,
laws for that.
Is
There are laws for that already.
But there's not a defined definition. That's the issue.
There are laws for that.
That's
the
issue.
You're discriminating against someone on the basis of their religion. You're about to click.
Okay, another quick Ask the Five, and then we've got to move on to one more video. Michael says, with the ruling regarding the police and Pride, should other public bodies follow suit and stop displaying any form of allegiance to ideology? We have covered this, but one word answers yes or no. Should they stop, Will?
Yes.
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 No. Okay.
Ofcom, you sorted, don't worry, guys.
Nice, thank you very much for that, Andy. OK, let's go to our next video question here. This is from Adrian.
My question is, how can Tim Davie admonish John Torode when his own recent sins are equally bad, if not worse, viz. His performance at Glastonbury? Surely, if he can dish out punishment on Torode, who William Sitwell describes as a thoroughly decent man, then Davie needs to look at his own standing at the BBC and resign immediately.
Yeah, there is a lot of hypocrisy, isn't there? And I think that's very well sought and thought by the public. And I think we do want to see standards be held for everyone, Adrian. I don't know if anyone on the panel will disagree with that, Andy.
I think, you know, with Glastonbury as a specific example, Kneecap were cleared this morning of wrongdoing from a legal perspective by the police this morning.
They weren't cleared. Sorry,
at Glastonbury, they were cleared this morning.
They're not going to bring charges. That's
so they're innocent until
cleared.
proven guilty. I think I don't know if Bob Villan's been cleared or not yet.
Still investigating.
But like, I don't think the two cases are the same. I think one is workplace misconduct and the other is a broadcasting standards issue. I think the two are fundamentally separate issues.
Right, OK, Trey?
I literally don't really have much of a...
It's still about speech. It's still about offensive speech. All of it's about offensive speech.
They're different categories of complaint. They are different categories
out
of
of proportion and they're made bigger than what it needs to be.
OK, Will?
All I would say on this is this was the story that the BBC was leading on their website on the day that the great Afghan scandal came to light, which says a lot about the modern media, except for GBNews.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think everyone's just sick of two-tierism. I think we need to find ways that everyone doesn't feel like there's one rule for other people, one for everyone else. So there we go. Anyway, look, 2 weeks remaining. On a slightly lighter note of our current Great British giveaway, it's your chance to win $54,320 tax-free cash. Here's all the details.
There's just 2 weeks left to see how you can win our biggest cash prize so far. £54,321 in tax-free cash is up for grabs in our summer Great British giveaway. Cash to spend on anything you like. All of that cash could send you on a holiday, boost your savings, or just send some of those day-to-day financial stresses packing. Lines close on the 1st of August, so make sure you don't miss out. For another chance to win, text cash to 63225. One entry costs £2.50 plus one standard network rate message. Or text bonus to 63225. 5 entries cost £5 plus one standard network rate message. Go to gbnews.com/win. Entries start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB14 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 1st of August. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
Still to come, I've got breaking news on these two.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Yeah, we're going to find out what's happened. There's a big update coming your way. Trust me, here we go. It'll be coming up after the break.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk then?
No, that's it. This is where it matters. Real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
In fact, has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
GB News Breakfast, every day from 6 a.m.
Allergy practitioner Dr. Claire Anyamasigwe joins us now. Good to see you this morning.
Very good.
Does the hot weather necessarily mean more pollen?
It does. It actually accelerates the issue. So you've got pollen from the trees, from the grass, you've got pollution, and now you've got the heat wave as well. So that concoction flares up the skin, especially around the nostrils. We're streaming, we're sniffling, we're itching our eyes. So for me, as an allergist, my practice is about advocating for plant-based antihistamines. So I think the prep starts the night before. You're washing the clothes that you've worn the night, during the day, so you're not bringing pollen into the home. You are eating quercetin-rich ingredients like leeks, garlic, kale. So you can make yourself a lovely soup. I would say use them together. If you are somebody that already eats quercetin-rich foods in your diet, you're doing a more plant-based diet, then you're ahead of the game. But if you're not and you've suddenly been hit this week, 26 Celsius is going higher every day. 16 million of us are suffering with hay fever. 3.4 million of that have hay fever and asthma. So for those sufferers, they're looking for a solution right now. I would combine the two. I would start changing my diet to match what I've suggested, and I would also do what your GP suggested.
Do any of these things, if you take them year in, year out, do they lessen do they have an impact over time and you become less reactive to pollen?
Yes, absolutely. And that's why I'm really advocating for children. If we can get parents watching this to start children with natural raw honey, so find out about your local beekeepers, you know, start spreading your natural jams.
GB News, the People's Channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Saturday 5 Extra. I just want to read out a quick comment here. Alison said, we were talking about fat jabs not that long ago. Alison said, that's not true, Alex. Christo used fat jabs, not on the NHS. I wasn't talking about Christo, Alison, actually, when I was talking about a panellist who lost loads of weight, and they're not here tonight, just to be clear. Will's got a long way to go.
I've got a long way to go.
And he's not doing it the normal way.
Yeah.
Right. Now, let's find out what's happened with that Coldplay couple. Let's just play the video again, just to jog your memories quickly.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Yeah, the breaking news you've been waiting for. Andy, what is the breaking news? Considering this is your story. That
this was my high five. I mean, you know, I just feel bad for the wife, the kids, the staff. You think you know a guy, and then he turns up at a Coldplay concert. I mean, you just feel bad for them. But no, obviously it is. Well, on a serious matter, the chief executive, the young man in that video, Andy Byron, has in fact resigned, and he's tendered his resignation, and the board of directors has accepted. And they've got this to say. As stated previously, Astronomer is committed to the values and culture that have guided us since our founding. Our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability. And recently that standard was not met. The board will begin a search for our next chief executive as co-founder and chief product officer Pete DeJoy continues to serve as interim CEO. It's unclear from that statement whether they're referring to the alleged infidelity or the Coldplay attendance. I mean, yeah.
I do need you to explain to me how this is your high five.
High five? I don't know. I think I was going to make the Coldplay joke, and I thought that'd be really funny. But, it's kind of.
I thought it was quite amusing.
It has gone viral this week.
In fact, I wasn't expecting him to resign in the middle of the show. In
moments before you're reading it out on the show, but there you go. That's your first bit of breaking news.
Yeah, there you go. Huge.
Do you?
I do. Oh, come on. People are having affairs in the workplace all of the time. Yeah. It's where most people meet their other half, or what they did when they didn't work from home. And I think this is a bit harsh. It's awful for his wife. It's awful for his children. He's the one that has to live it out. I would say that the colleagues around them, because they looked like they were in a box, knew about it anyway because they were laughing.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true. Will,
rubbish, Renee. This is a story that has brought everyone together. There's maybe one or two a year on social media, which literally everyone on the far left to the far right all agree on. And everyone has been brought together by this story.
Oh, Will's so right about this.
Go on.
It actually has been one of the best stories, literally, of this whole year. Yeah. I do agree it feels a bit harsh, but he's resigned, right?
Yeah. Well,
so I think he's falling on his sword. You can't blame him because he's not able to lead his workforce in the same way, being such a cultural, worldwide phenomenon. Yeah. But it has been a good story. I mean,
number one, don't cheat.
Don't
number
cheat.
Two, don't be an idiot if you
don't
cheat.
And number three, don't go to Oasis.
Yeah, real. I think he's not getting punished for cheating. He's getting punished for being stupid enough to get caught. Don't get caught if you're going to do it.
I don't understand why they just didn't act normal, because nobody would have picked up on this. This wouldn't have gone viral if they just acted normal.
It would have taken, absolute nerves of steel.
Yeah, you'd have to have been in the Navy.
Well, you want those kind of personal traits in a chief executive, don't you?
100%.
Okay, Trey, what is your high five for us this
So my high five is actually similar to what we spoke about earlier when we were speaking about Coldplay. It's the story about I love England so much, from TV to pop to film to fashion. The UK is enjoying experienced a cultural resurgence. I don't know if we've got any VT on this or anything like that, but I mean, three decades after Blur, Oasis, and all the Britpop and stuff like that, we've now got Cool Britannia back again. You know, people in the States are talking about us, how cool we are. And this time, like I said earlier, you know, it's a very different type of Cool Britannia. They're talking about Stormzy and his iconic attire at the Glastonbury. You know, you're talking about all of these great new productions that are coming out. You're talking about the music. There is something that's cool again about being British, and I think it's absolutely brilliant.
I love it. I love seeing a resurgence of great British identity. And I think Oasis are almost like the epitome of that when it comes to music. They brought together great pop, great rock, and their music just transcends time, doesn't it?
Hold off on that, because that's my high five, so talk about something else.
Well, and soon we're probably going to see a Spice Girls reunion, because Jerry's probably going to need the extra cash.
Obviously, Jerry isn't here to defend herself or her financial situation.
She'll be on a kiss cam with someone, probably.
I don't think Alex Renee's getting a Christmas card this year. My high five is this. People my age, a lot of you got educated and became good readers because of Harry Potter. And, of course, it was 2001, 16th of November 2001, the first Harry Potter movies came out, and this sort of made this another British iconic character, Harry Potter, that has thanks to J.K. Rowling, become a phenomenon. And I'm so pleased it's an author like J.K. Rowling with so much common sense, by the way. So we've now heard that there's going to be a new TV show from HBO that's going to be coming out, I believe, next year. It would have been something like 24 years since the first movie came out. And I love this story. One, because Harry Potter is one of the things that taught me to read as a young working-class boy. I got into those books. I was just 9 years old.
Explains much.
Yeah, there we go.
I actually didn't know you could read.
Have we got pictures? I think we've got some photos to show. There we go. Here are the casts. Here are the casts.
He looks a bit old to be a child.
There's the young man who's going to play Harry Potter.
Bloke on the bottom right, the Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Dominic McLaughlin there. Yeah, he's going to play Harry Potter. So they've just had the first images. Here's the cast. It's going to be Harry, Ron and Hermione there.
But Hermione, I'm sorry.
Arabella Stanton.
Go there.
I'm going to go there.
Oh, God, here we go.
No, so I've got a daughter who is absolutely fixated on the way things are and the right way. She loves Hermione. She has her hair the same colour. She has her hair all twisted and curly. And this is not Hermione.
OK.
Rowling has allowed them to go woke on this.
What do you think about that, Trey?
Oh, God, it's not exactly that woke. I mean, God, it's just a lovely, beautiful little girl playing a part. I don't think that detracts from the incredible story whatsoever. I think people get offended by too much nowadays.
Wait till your son is a little bit older.
My son is going to be
is
so much more open-minded to
Thomas
accept a character the way a character is.
Do you know what it is for me? Do you know what it is? Because we need to move on.
Trust me, he will.
He will. I don't care about this because I only care when it's historical. I think if you're going to play a Netflix documentary that makes Cleopatra a different race or makes William Shakespeare black or something, I think that's silly.
They've gone absolutely to character with Harry and with Ron, with his red hair, but for some reason Hermione they haven't.
Okay.
I didn't train my daughter to be so rigid, and she is on all sorts of things, not just people.
All right.
She's rigid on where things are in the house.
OK, let's go. I want to get to your high five, so we're going to have to... I'd love to go this. Maybe we'll have a debate on whether Hermione should be...
I mean, it's a story about guys on a broomstick. I mean, it's highly realistic, is it? Really?
Go on, Renee.
I'm going to revisit this in 5 years.
Yeah.
Right, my high five is a really, really cute little frog who is the Alaskan wood frog, and he did something so amazing. They do something so amazing that I had to put it in. In winter, they completely freeze. Their heart stops, their blood freezes, everything freezes. Look at him.
He's the cutest, though.
The cutest.
That's a proper
amazing, though. They can freeze and then come back alive when it warms up.
Yeah. And then when it warms up, everything thaws. They slowly come back to life. And scientists are saying that this is probably the future for learning about how to slow down and stop. Yeah, humans.
Wow, there we go. Would you be cryogenically frozen, Renee?
I'd like to live a few more decades first, Alex, before I get there.
I'm not talking about taking you out of the show and putting you in a part of GB News.
That'd be good TV.
We'll keep it. I think it's making a debut back in 2030, 30,000, something like that. Will, what have you got for your high five?
Well, Lee stole my high five with his question earlier, but it's a very good question because I've been following the Oasis tour very closely. And to me, as we said earlier, number one, cracking performances. They're doing incredibly well. But it feels like when the country is broken, people are latching onto this because if that band, which has gone through so much fracture and hurt and heartache, if they can heal, then surely the UK can heal. I don't want to get too soppy and sentimental, but
you're going to start crying like that woman who got the fart down the supermarket.
Look, if we've got 5 extra minutes into this, can we just put that on repeat? Because I think that'll be a ratings winner. That was a cracker. But no, in all seriousness, like, number one, it's just been a cracker concert, cracker tour. But number two, I do think there is something a bit deeper about this reunion.
Interesting, yeah.
Do you know what I've got to say though, Will? Thank you. I mean, I think it's one of the most beautiful things that's ever left your lips. I genuinely do. I'm the biggest Oasis fan. But you know what's crazy? I was supposed to be at the concert and I chose to be here. So I am gutted. But I think you're right in the way you say that. There is something about brothers that were fractured for so long and we thought they'd never get back together. Not only did they get back together, but they brought joy to hundreds of thousands of people. There is something optimistic about that. I think it's incredible.
I wonder if they can take down Keir Starmer at the same time.
Don't bring that in. Let's keep it happy and just joyful.
They're both Labour men, aren't they?
No, they are.
Probably used to be.
I think they are. They loved Blair and the New Labour project.
Did they?
Yeah, famously.
No, I think Blair got them on.
They might have had some pops of Kiss on, from what I remember. You might be right, Andy. I think
Things can only get better. I think they were hoodwinked back those days.
Yeah, things can only get better.
Do you remember those days?
All right, well, look.
Labour could take their strapline, don't look back in anger.
Real.
Let's hope so, 2029. Right, coming up.
Very good.
There we go. See, I'm not half asleep. Coming up, Family Guy has roasted Prince Harry and Meghan Markle,
Again.
the Duchess of some place in wherever they are in Los Angeles.
Sussex.
No, whatever that.
Montecito.
Montecito, yeah, the Montecito Moaners. Kinsey Schofield, she's brilliant. She's joining us in the studio to look at this hilarious bit of satire. It's going to be great. You're with the Saturday 5 only on GB News.
Can't wait to get in that sea.
Lovely and warm.
Just like the feeling of having great travel insurance.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News travel destinations forecast.
Lots of blue skies and strong hot sunshine around the Mediterranean at the moment. There's going to be a bit of a breeze blowing, however, this weekend, especially for Crete and Cyprus. Maybe 1 or 2 showers inland across Turkey, but again, most of the coast's dry and sunny. Same goes for Italy and much of southern Spain, along with the Balearics and the Canaries. Also set fair. Temperatures in Tenerife close to 30 Celsius. We'll have highs here of 29 for the next few days and similar temperatures in Barcelona.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News travel destinations forecast.
Good evening. Welcome to your latest GB News weather from the Met Office. So heavy, thundery showers are on the cards for many of us over the next couple of days, but it will be feeling a little bit fresher, perhaps a little less humid than we've seen recently. Low pressure is very much in charge of our weather, though. Situated out towards the southwest of the UK, various weather fronts spiralling around it, pushing bands of rain and showers further north. The first one being this one across parts of Wales and southwest England, bringing some heavy and perhaps thundery outbreaks of rain, spreading northwards into the early hours of Sunday morning. Parts of Scotland will also continue to see some outbreaks of rain, and it will be generally quite a cloudy night and quite a mild night too. Perhaps not quite as mild as Friday night, but temperatures staying well into the double figures for most of us. So quite a cloudy and mild start to the day on Sunday. Quite a damp start too, particularly across parts of southwest England, southern parts of Wales, even southern parts of England, southeast seeing some heavy showers too. Perhaps a little bit brighter across parts of Northern Ireland and northern parts of England. However, for eastern Scotland, we will continue to see some heavy outbreaks of rain, maybe even the odd rumble of thunder too on Sunday morning. As we then head towards the afternoon, we continue to see showers spiralling around that area of low pressure down towards the southwest of the UK. These pushing their way northwards through the afternoon. However, we will start to see a bit of brightness, perhaps some sunny spells developing between those showers, but almost anywhere seeing a heavy and thundery downpour through the afternoon. Feeling warm where you do catch the sunshine though, temperatures 24, 25, potentially 26 degrees, and even in the north reaching into the low 20s. Looking at the start of the new week though, and it's a pretty similar picture. Some heavy showers to start across the southeast of England, across parts of Northern Ireland, parts of Scotland seeing some prolonged rainfall, and again, almost anywhere seeing a heavy and thundery shower. And the outlook picture is pretty similar too. Further showers and thunderstorms on the cards, but it will feel pleasant and pleasantly warm where you do catch the sunshine.
Exciting news. Every Friday, my Patrick Christie's Tonight Show is going to have a twist to it. We're welcoming some special guests. You. That's right, on Fridays I'm going to be doing my show in front of a live studio audience because this show is about you and what you have to say. It's going to be the same big debates, same big topics, same big opinions. But every Friday night at 9 p.m, you are invited to come on down to Patrick Christie's Tonight to be a part of the action. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You've read the headlines, you've heard what those in power have to say. How about now we actually get to the truth?
They would pay attention.
We go beyond the political theatre and tell you what's really going on behind the scenes. For a massive council tax hike, one of the biggest in the UK. Others follow their lines, but we go off script.
You sound like a broken record. You say that week after week.
Cutting through the narratives and giving you unique perspectives. That's Ben Leo tonight, Saturdays and Sundays from 9 p.m. on GB News, Britain's news channel.
Right, welcome back to the Saturday Five. And if you hadn't had enough of them already, we are talking about the disaster that's Harry and Meghan. In a latest jab from the media, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle find themselves compared to, get this, Hitler and the Crusades.
Oh.
In a new episode of the hit Fox animated series Family Guy, genius baby Stewie and liberal douche Dom do a spot of I wrote this time travel, and the Sussexes get roasted along the way. Brian says, doesn't history pretty much suck the Crusades Hitler? Stewie then says, Prince Harry marrying Meghan Markle. Prince Harry then pops into vision and complains, oh, again, before turning to the audience and remarking, oh, like all your wives are so much better. And of course, this isn't their first swipe at the rules. They did it back again in 2023 when they were portrayed as work-shy attention seekers gagging for their privacy, while of course assessing their Netflix deals by the simple. Take a look at the jab from 2 years ago.
Millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
To discuss this, I am very pleased to welcome royal commentator and GB News favourite, Kinsey Schofield. Kinsey, thank you for coming in tonight. This is just more bad news for Harry and Meghan, isn't it? They've had South Park, they've had Family Guy twice. You know, what kind of damage is this just doing to their reputation constantly?
Well, first of all, I want to ask if you hate the other female American, and that's why you've put me on the other side of this. Is that why I've been cast aside?
No, I promise you, Kinsey, we've just run out of space on here. That's all it is. We just run out of space on the desk. We love you coming on the show. Thank you.
Oh, well, I would say that this is a definite blow for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. When they stepped down as working royals, they said that they were going to live a life of service. And now Meghan is shilling loose fruit spread, and Prince Harry is doing polo docs that don't even hit the top 3,000 of Netflix last year. They want to be taken seriously. Clearly, they're not being taken seriously. They want to be A-listers, but they continuously are a Hollywood punchline. That is devastating to them.
Yeah, and I see Meghan's moving on slightly from this because, I mean, there's so much we could talk about on these cartoons, but they are what they are. Meghan's new wine has reached the shores of the United Kingdom. Some royal commentators have been tasting it. Have you seen any of those clips? Because I can share with you guys, but have you seen some of those clips of the royal wine tasting? And have you tasted it yourself?
No, I'm concerned too. You know how in the old days royals would have food testers to ensure that there was no poison? I mean, I feel like I would need that if I were to taste Meghan Markle. I'm well aware that she's aware of me because she continuously denies my stories. But yes, it looks like they're drinking gasoline when they take the swig.
Yeah. What do they describe it as? Very fruity with a bitter, acidic aftertaste, with something that you want. One more story, because my panel have got loads of questions, but I just want to chuck you because I find there's so much about them at the moment. According to, I believe it's a confidant, a first cousin, close confidant of Queen Elizabeth, respected royal biographer Sally Bedell-Smith, I'm just reading this because I want to get this right, sharing details from a conversation with the late noblewoman. According to Anson, Harry was rude to his grandmother during a meeting before the wedding. That's Queen Elizabeth II, of course, and that the jury was out as to whether Queen Elizabeth had liked Meghan Markle. That's quite a damning bombshell that the Queen hadn't even made her mind up about Meghan before they got married.
Oh, it's better than that. Sally Bedell-Smith reveals that they believed, the Queen's inner circle, that Meghan Markle engineered, is the word they used, engineered this relationship. So, strategically got her claws into Prince Harry, and they wondered if Meghan loved Prince Harry as much as he loves her. And I think that that's a question we ask ourselves pretty regularly as we see them separate so aggressively professionally. Harry and Gola recently. Meghan Markle's clearly going the red carpet route, and you see them kind of part, and you wonder how long they can sustain that. Meghan sharing pictures of their children on social media. We know Harry doesn't like that. So I think that was a very big revelation that was important historically to know.
Yeah, one more, because, Kinsey, I have to get this all off my chest, and I will promise to pass to my panel. There's one more rumour that's been circulating, is that Harry's been having secret meetings, or his team have been having secret meetings with the King about potentially coming back into the royal fold. And one of those conditions, I believe, is ditching Meghan. Is this just silly nonsense?
First of all, I've heard a theory that they were asking for money, which I think is a much more realistic option than a royal reunion. Hey, can you spare a few bucks? But yeah, it's understood that Prince Harry realizes to reconcile with his family, he's going to have to distance himself from his wife.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense there, Kinsey. OK, I want to bring in Will.
Yeah, they're just the worst, aren't they? Kinsey, I want you to put a PR hat on, and this would probably be the hardest job in, global PR. But if you were to try and resuscitate this brand and to make them slightly less hated, what would your advice be to them?
Apologize profusely. Bring your children over to spend time with their grandfather who has cancer. Call your dad, Thomas Markle, who is very ill, who you haven't spoken to since before your wedding. I mean, I think it's pretty easy. Just take accountability for your behaviour over the last few years. I think it's as simple as that.
Well said.
OK, Renee?
Yeah, great question, Will. Hi, Kinsey. Kinsey, we know that in the UK they've really run out of favour. People are tired of them, and you don't hear many people singing their praises. We often get told, however, that their currency is different in the States, that actually people love them. How true or not true is that?
I think that's a great question. I believe that you could just look at the analytics for Meghan Markle's latest show, With Love Meghan, that really does cater to an American audience, and it didn't even crack the top 300 of Netflix this year. They keep saying she's selling out, I think she has legitimately 50 jars of jam. And there are 50 people out there that like Meghan Markle. So I do think that the tone has shifted for Harry and Meghan in the States, and people are tired of their whining, how ungrateful they are. The British royal family gave them this brilliant platform. And respect your elders. They were awful to Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip towards the end of their lives, and Americans loved those characters.
Trey?
Right, Kinsey, I'm going to go a little bit against the grain here and just ask you a question. Do you think it's a little bit unfair just how much they've sort of been ridiculed so much over there?
Do I think it's unfair? I think it would be unfair if Meghan weren't shoving herself down our throats constantly. I mean, in the last 6 months, she released a television show, a new podcast, affiliate links so you can shop her clothing on her Instagram account, which she launched in January. She launched Jam, Rosé. It's like a relentless attack. And perhaps if she would just chill out and pump the brakes, people might leave her alone. But she's putting herself out there.
Yep. Andy?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have too much to say. I think I just don't.
You got anything defence? Because you like them, don't you? Like Meghan?
I think Meghan's fair. I think that's the kind of that's all that I think she was fine in Suits. I think Prince Harry is fine. I think I just don't care. Do you know what I mean? It's just kind of like I think Isn't there?
Thanks for that insight.
Well,
there.
there's just better things to talk about, more interesting
we're
things.
We're talking to someone who's got all the inside information.
Right, if you've got what's going on with Prince? What's going on with Prince Andrew? With the royal insights? What's going on with Prince Andy? What's going on there? That's what we want to know. Was he on the list? Was he on the list?
Randy Andy sits at Windsor and can look up at an airplane that goes over him and tell you exactly. Then he he knows the airplane and he'll tell you exactly where that plane is going, when it lands, how many people are on board. He's got some weird hobbies, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, Kinsey.
But was he on the flight?
And be
That's the
quiet
real
now,
question.
Andy. Doesn't Andy's attitude, isn't that exactly what Meghan doesn't want? She doesn't want people to not care.
That's a very good point. No, she wants you to be invested in her. She wants you to be invested in their future. Otherwise, she wouldn't have okayed Spare, even all the Todger talk in Spare, and she wouldn't have participated in the Netflix documentary and the Oprah Winfrey interview. They want you to be invested in their journey, and then they certainly want us to side with them.
But invested in what? Like, she started by being this massive kind of feminist champion of the oppressed kind of thing, and now she's flogging jams. Like, what is her purpose in life?
And taking her husband's name.
Yeah. Where is she going? Where is that journey going?
Because every time she would be on the UN stage or a charity stage, she'd tell the story about how when she was 11 years old, she wrote to a soap company and said that the commercial shouldn't be women all over the world, dirty pots and pans. And she's like, I changed this commercial. Feminism, and now she's literally recording a show where she's stuck in a kitchen. The irony, it blows everyone's mind. What is her objective? I think it's fame and to maintain their lifestyle because it's very expensive. I think she's always wanted to be famous. There's video of her auditioning for Shakira music videos. She was on the reboot of 90210. Fame's the ultimate objective.
OK, Kinsey Schofield, thank you so much for coming. Sorry you had to sit by yourself over there, but thank you so much for coming into the studio tonight. Of course, GB News' favourite royal commentator, Kinsey Schofield, still to come.
Oh, but you can't vote. Does that make sense to you? I can't get my head around it, to be honest.
Right, do you recognise who that young chap is in the video? Find out when we reveal the last of our triggered tantrums after the break.
Britain was once the envy of the world. But look around. A nation that no longer knows what it is or where it's going. A country that's broken. How do we fix Britain? How do we bring it back? Friday night with Matt Goodwin at 8 p.m. only on GB News.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world. Am I allowed to talk now? No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
The fact has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints. How many fingers have I got up? About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's political podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's political podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
It's Patrick Christie's Tonight, and here we do things differently. It's explaining the absolute madness of this, doesn't it? It's explosive. I mean, this is very good. It's lively.
850. Your government sat there, Sean, and it did nothing.
It's controversial. And the Middle East has been in turmoil since before I was born. It's everything you need to kickstart your evening. Everyone's had their Weetabix tonight. I love to see it. That's Patrick Christie's Tonight, weeknights from 9 p.m. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Hi, I'm Michelle Dewberry, and my show is your opportunity to cut through all the noise and dive in headfirst to some robust debates. Ideas clash.
Situation, isn't it?
No,
because the failure is
you're deliberately avoiding my point. Nothing's held back,
And if you think this is the end of it, wait for more.
and we do not shy away from the difficult stuff. Sometimes I want to shake people and say, if only you understood. So join me on Jubes & Co. weeknights at 6 p.m. only on GB News, Britain's news channel. Westminster, the ultimate clique.
And you're fighting like rats in a sack.
But here on the Camilla Tominey Show, we ask the questions the establishment media is too scared to ask.
OK, let me ask you a straight question, because I know you're a straight-talking politician.
Whether it's net zero, illegal immigration or law and order, nothing is off limits.
You had the power then.
Yeah, as I
And
say,
now you've lost it.
That's the Camilla Tominey Show, a politics show that's fearless.
But no, let me finish my question if you don't mind, because it is my show.
Sundays at 9:30, only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Yes, it's time for Triggered Tantrums. Right, let's just get straight into it, because I think you just need to see mine. Here it is.
I filed a complaint with a very big breakfast show, and I said they need to apologise. That was really deeply disrespectful. They were mocking a recipe out of my book. It was a recipe called chaat in a bag, and chaat is an Indian recipe. They took that word and changed it, and I didn't understand it. So I asked my English sister-in-law, why are they laughing at? I don't understand it. And I found that really distasteful and really hateful.
What? You found someone mocking a recipe really hateful and I mean, grow up. Grow up. Do you know how much abuse half of us get sitting on this panel? I mean, this is really silly stuff. She had a big show, a well-funded show on the BBC. She's really gutted and bitter. The BBC have sacked her. And, you know, now what do? You go out and whinge about it. That's what she's done.
Oh, that's all they do, isn't it?
Yeah,
they just whinge and whinge.
Oh, my recipe, my poor recipe. Oh, for goodness sake, there's bigger things to worry about, love, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's done pretty well in life.
She's done very well.
She should be very pleased with what she's done. And actually, as a Muslim woman, she's actually broken barriers that other women don't break.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. OK, Renee, what have you got for us?
What are we doing?
We're doing a tantrum.
I've already done my tantrum. It was the famous start.
It's Trey, so I'm going the wrong way round.
Yeah.
Beg your pardon, I'm used to
Forgotten all about me.
This way. Trey, what have you got for us?
So, what I've got, considering that we have the Australia versus the British and Irish Lions, is a lovely, young, very angry Australian lad complaining about rugby men. Roll the tape.
Someone explain to me why every girl in Australia is obsessed with rugby players. Honestly, what is the appeal? All they do is they chase a ball, get brain damage for fun, and they cheat on their girlfriend like every second weekend. And they also have the emotional intelligence of a wet sock. And their idea of romance is buying their girlfriend a vodka Red Bull at the pub. But somehow they pull every single time.
I think we need comment from Will on this, actually, don't we?
Will, someone must have cheated on him as a rugby player. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, they certainly weren't obsessed with me, and so...
That's why he left the country, isn't it?
Yeah, that's well, not that I've had any better luck in the United Kingdom.
You should get off TikTok and go out and meet some women.
I think you might have to, actually. Get off Hinge.
Do some training.
Andy?
Agree. For mine, obviously, Renee eloquently explained the issues with votes at 16 earlier, and the Reform Party have come out against it. But is there a division? Have a look at this.
Votes will be extended to 16 and 17-year-olds now. In the past, I've always said I don't support this because I don't think you should be able to vote in an election if you can't stand as a candidate. And I don't think we should have 16-year-olds in Parliament.
You can have a baby. You can even get a job and pay taxes. Oh, but you can't vote. Does that make sense to you? I can't get my head around it, to be honest.
So obviously that's the disgraced former Tory councillor, now Reform councillor and director of Reform's local government unit, Jamie McIver, regular contributor to GB News. He backed votes at 16 when he was, I assume, a 16-year-old. Does he still hold this opinion? He hasn't tweeted about it. He hasn't said anything about it. Is there a rift in the Reform Party about votes at 16?
I'm going to stand it because I really like Jamie. I think he's a great guy. He's done wonderful things as a council. I think he's doing a very good job representing his local community. What I'll say is this: when you're 16, of course you're going to want at 16, you vote at 16. I think everyone does, but if you're...
Well, apparently not according to the polls. According not to the polls, apparently.
If you're a political young person, you're going to want votes at 16. I wanted votes at 16 when I was 16, but then I grew up and I went, actually, it's not so smart, is it now? I realise how stupid I was when I was a 16-year-old. So it's a bit of perspective, and I think he's totally OK to have said what he said. I'm sure it wasn't... it's not really that much of a big thing. He was only a young lad.
But the more sensible point is you're not going to get everyone in a political party all agreeing exactly with the same things all the time. It's physically impossible. So
it's a small leadership team. You would hope that they do get it together.
We've literally seen a Labour MP today disagreeing with Keir Starmer's view on the Supreme Court.
That's one backbencher, not a senior official. Not a senior official, in fairness.
I think there's far more divisions in the Labour Party.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. You know what? James McMurdo, Rupert Lowe,
Not necessarily all of those are split.
Going down.
They are separate issues, but I think
Ben Habib,
splits.
all going.
I think Labour's in big trouble. Political splits. I mean,
big trouble.
Jezbollah party's coming thick and fast, isn't it?
That's right.
And Jacob McCarthy was only 16 now.
Advance UK, Restore Britain. I think, the right do have their issues. 16.
Andy Files has been downgraded to Andy 1.
Andy 1. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers. Very good.
Had that one in the back pocket.
Very good. Very good.
Okay, thank you all very much for watching the Saturday 5 and the Saturday 5 Extra. We've loved having your company tonight. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Trey. All that rhymed a little bit, didn't it? Yeah. We'll be back next week as per usual. I will see you tomorrow night for Patrick, a very special episode of Patrick's show. But coming up next, it is Ben Leo. Ben, what have you got for us?
Alex, good evening. Do you remember last year when Rishi Sunak called that very bizarre election? He had 8 months to call an election. He could have held it in January this year. I've been scratching my head, probably like the viewers at home, ever since then, wondering why the hell did he call that election, essentially handing Labour the keys to power without so much of a fight? Well, tonight, I think I have the answer, and it will shock you. It's not certain, but I think it's pretty nailed on. All that and more after your weather. Back in a tick.
Expect a warm front, moving from the kitchen right through to the rest of the house. Boxed Boilers, sponsors of weather on GB News.
Good evening, welcome to your latest GB News weather from the Met Office. So heavy, thundery showers are on the cards for many of us over the next couple of days, but it will be feeling a little bit fresher, perhaps a little less humid than we've seen recently. Low pressure is very much in charge of our weather, though, situated out towards the southwest of the UK. Various weather fronts spiralling around it, pushing bands of rain and showers further north. The first one being this one across parts of Wales and southwest England, bringing some heavy and perhaps thundery outbreaks of rain, spreading northwards into the early hours of Sunday morning. Parts of Scotland will also continue to see some outbreaks of rain, and it will be generally quite a cloudy night and quite a mild night too. Perhaps not quite as mild as Friday night, but temperatures staying well into the double figures for most of us. So quite a cloudy and mild start to the day on Sunday. Quite a damp start too, particularly across parts of southwest England, southern parts of Wales, even southern parts of England, southeast seeing some heavy showers too. Perhaps a little bit brighter across parts of Northern Ireland and northern parts of England. However, for eastern Scotland, we will continue to see some heavy outbreaks of rain, maybe even the odd rumble of thunder too on Sunday morning. As we then head towards the afternoon, we continue to see showers spiralling around that area of low pressure down towards the southwest of the UK. These pushing their way northwards through the afternoon. However, we will start to see a bit of brightness, perhaps some sunny spells developing between those showers, but almost anywhere seeing a heavy and thundery downpour through the afternoon. Feeling warm where you do catch the sunshine though, temperatures 24, 25, potentially 26 degrees, and even in the north reaching into the low 20s. Looking at the start of the new week though, and it's a pretty similar picture. Some heavy showers to start across the southeast of England, across parts of Northern Ireland, parts of Scotland seeing some prolonged rainfall, and again, almost anywhere seeing a heavy and thundery shower. And the outlook picture is pretty similar too. Further showers and thunderstorms on the cards, but it will feel pleasant and pleasantly warm where you do catch the sunshine.
Expect a warm front, moving from the kitchen right through to the rest of the house. Boxed Boilers, sponsors of weather on GB News.